All right, welcome back to Math Today. Today's the day we're putting everything we've learned in the past 2 weeks together, okay? We worked a little bit yesterday doing some practice problems. The hardest part about this is just figuring out which conversion to look at, right? We've got all of our charts. People at home, I had to hang all of our posters up above so you can't see them. So you might want your math notes out that we've been working on the past 2 weeks. Anyone in class, if you want your math notes out with your own conversions, that's fine, okay? Or you can check mine out up here. So first, let's just look at this example, get ourselves ready, and then we'll work on number 15. So can somebody read this part of the example? Josiah?
A shed is 5 meters long. How many centimeters long is the shed?
All right.
You
can keep going. Sorry.
Look at how you could show your work using a picture and an expression.
All right. So this is how I've been kind of walking you through it. So everyone pay attention. Okay. If I have 5 meters, we need to think how many centimeters. They kind of made a drawing. This is kind of like when I do like a basic number line thing. I don't put everything on it because that takes too long. But this helps you picture it. So if you draw a meter stick, I know there's 100 meters and 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So I have to multiply 100 by 5 meters. So that picture at the very top, if you forget what you're doing, you can look back up there. And I need a reader for number 15. Abby?
A bag of potatoes weighs 5 pounds. The bag is placed on a scale. The unit on the scale is ounces. What weight does the scale show?
All right. So let's go through and underline our important stuff. I should see everyone's pencil ready to go. Pencils in hands. Pencils in hands. Let's underline the important stuff. Find your question. Put it in a box. So our potatoes weigh 5 pounds. The bag is placed on a scale. That's not important, right? We don't need to worry about that. The unit on the scale is ounces. Is that important?
Yeah.
That is important. So the scale shows in ounces. What weight does the scale show? It won't write it in pounds. It's only going to show it in ounces. So what do we have to do to 5 pounds to figure out our answer? Noah?
Times it by 16.
You are right. Can someone explain how Noah knew that? Emma?
Because 1 pound is 16 ounces.
Okay. And if you didn't remember that, when you take a quiz or a test or anything, you're always going to have your notes. You're always going to be able to see all of this stuff. So, I'm looking for that poster. I don't see that poster. Okay, but we do know that 1 pound is 16 ounces. I'm going to write that here so we don't forget. All right. Now, Noah and Emma both told us we need 5 groups of 16 because there are 16 ounces in each pound, and we have 5 pounds. That's not a math fact, we know. So we can turtle head it up, all right? Turtle head. 16 times 5. I'm going to have you work on that first. I'm going to give you a head start. 16 times 5. I don't want you just copying what I do. I want you thinking it through. All right, Noah, what's my first step here on 16 times 5?
5 times 6, which is 30. You carry the 3, and then you do 5 times 1, which is 5, plus the 3 is 8.
All right, nice job. So we did get 80. All right, now we need to make sure our label's correct. So my question wasn't in a box. This is here. What weight does the scale show? It's in ounces, 80 ounces. And the abbreviation is OZ for ounces, even though there's no Z in ounces, the word. That's just how it goes. Emma?
Is that the poster over there?
It could be one of it. There's a poem one. We have so many math posters, it's hard to keep track. All right, but remember, you've got it all in your notes. Okay. Now, we have another part of this problem. It says 2 pounds of potatoes are taken out of the bag. What weight does the scale show now? Let's find our important stuff. Pencils in hand. Okay, 2 pounds of potatoes are removed. That's really the only thing we need to think about, right? Now what does it weigh? Well, first, we started with 5 pounds of potatoes. They took out 2 pounds. So how many pounds of potatoes do we have now? I'm going to start calling victims. We had 5 pounds. We took away 2 pounds. How many pounds of potatoes do we have now?
3.
3. Nice job. All right, so we have 3 pounds. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. So now what is our job? Instead of finding for 5 pounds of potatoes in ounces, what are we going to do? Josiah?
Find it for 3.
Find it for 3. Are we still going to use 16 to multiply? Yeah, because in every single pound there are 16 ounces. But we have 3 pounds. So we have 3 groups of 16. Another turtle head. All right, go ahead. I'm going to do mine. You can check your work up here with me when you're done. If you need to draw that turtle head shape, go for it. All right, and you know what? I just thought of another way we could have done this problem. Did anyone else think of a different way to do it? Noah?
You plus 16 plus 16, because 2 pounds is 16 plus 16. 32 and 32 minus 80 would get your answer, which is 48.
Okay, yeah, we could have said, well, we had 80 ounces. I took out 2 groups of 16. So I could have added 16 and 16 and subtracted from 80. So these problems, there are lots of ways to do it, okay? All right, I'm going to go scroll down and get this board erased. All right, we'll be right back here. All right, now we're looking at number 16. Do I have someone that would like to read that one for me? Angie?
It took me 7 minutes and 38 seconds to run 1 mile. It took Georgia 9 minutes 13 seconds to run 1 mile. How many more seconds did it take Georgia to run 1 mile than Miguel?
Okay, we haven't done a whole lot of time problems this year, and you missed some of this in 3rd grade. So we are just going to do this just to kind of review and let you remember a little bit about time. I don't want anyone stressing over this. Okay, we haven't worked on this much. So let's find our important stuff first. All right, Miguel took 7 minutes and 38 seconds to run the mile. It's not too bad. All right, Georgia, 9 minutes, 13 seconds. That's probably how long it would take me to run a mile. All right, now, how many more seconds did it take Georgia to run 1 mile than Miguel? Okay. Make sure everyone's marked up our problem. So I don't like looking back up here for my work. I'm going to make a little code down here. Miguel and Georgia. So we know Miguel took 7 minutes and 38 seconds. And Georgia took 9 minutes and 13 seconds. So there are a lot of different ways we can solve this problem. We could line them up and subtract. We could think it through with our brains. We could think about a clock and think it through that way. So there's a lot of ways to think it through. I'm just going to show you one way today, okay? So I'm going to think about counting up. Okay, so we're going to start at 7 minutes and 38 seconds. And I'm going to count all the way up until I'm at 9 minutes and 13 seconds. So, if I'm at 7 minutes and 38 seconds, how many more seconds do I need to get to 8 minutes? Let's think about that first. So I know there's 60 seconds in a minute, right? So basically we're thinking 60 minus 38, how many seconds till I get to 8 minutes? And if that's a little confusing, you can even subtract. I know there's 60 seconds in a minute. I have 38. So I need 22 more seconds to get to 8 minutes, okay? So 22 seconds is my first thing I need to know. All right, now we're at 8 minutes. So I'm just going to write that up here. How many seconds does it take to get from 8 minutes to 9 minutes? Think about that carefully. How many seconds are in a minute? We know there's 60. So if I go from 8 minutes to 9 minutes, how many seconds have passed? Noah?
60.
60. So we're going to add that on next. Okay, so that got us to 9 minutes. Okay, now what's left over here? Past 9 minutes, how many seconds do I still have? Think it through. It's right up there on the board. After the 9-minute mark, how many seconds did it take Miguel? Josiah?
13.
13 more. So basically what I just did, I knew that between 8 and 9 was a minute, and then I counted up the seconds on either side that were left over. Remember, we haven't done a lot of this, so if you're not getting it, it is okay. And then we just add up all our groups of seconds. So I've got a 5 here. And hopefully some of you got 95 seconds, and I didn't make a silly mistake. Yes?
I don't get how, like, you went from 7 minutes to 30 seconds and then you put an arrow.
Okay, I'm just trying to explain this. We have not covered this in class, okay? And we're not going to have time to this year because we've had a weird year. So I am just trying to show you one way to think this through. If you're not getting it, that's okay. All right, it's totally okay. All right. So, anyone understanding this a little bit? A little bit? Okay, we got a little bit. So 95 seconds is how long it took her. Not how long it took her, how much longer it took her. Noah?
I multiplied the 7 and the 9 by 60 and then added on the seconds to them and then I subtracted.
You could. Yep, Noah changed all of his minutes into seconds and then was able to subtract. So there's a lot of ways to do it. All right, I'm going to scroll down. We've got one more problem to do. All right, well, I'm erasing. Does someone want to read it? All right, I'm going to, oh, Zoe, thank you. 17.
Aaron is 63 inches tall. In order to ride a roller coaster at an amusement park, a person must be 5 feet tall. Is Aaron tall enough to ride a roller coaster? How many inches shorter or taller is he than 5 feet?
Okay. Circle 1, correct answer. Okay, let's mark up our problem. First thing, everyone, pencils ready? If you're not working with me, you're not working at all. Pencils with me, back row. Madeline, ready? All right, he is 63 inches tall. That's important. He needs to be how tall to ride the roller coaster? Angie?
5 feet tall.
5 feet tall. So our question, is Aaron tall enough to ride the roller coaster?
No.
So that's our first step, okay? Now we know he needs to be 5 feet tall, but they give us his height in inches. So if he is 63 inches tall, how many feet would that be is what we need to figure out. Or what else could we do instead? Emma?
You could do 63 divided by 12.
Yep, so we could do 63 divided by 12. But right off the bat, I'm thinking that doesn't work out evenly. Okay? So Noah, what else could we change instead?
12 times 5.
12 times 5. Oh, so instead of changing Aaron's inches into feet, which seemed kind of hard, we could instead say, well, how many inches is 5 feet? That's a little easier, okay? So I have 5 feet, and I have how many inches in each foot? Josiah? 12. 5 times 12, or 5 groups of 12 inches. We should know that math fact. Who knows that one for me? Cadence? 60. So 60 inches. All right, now let's revisit our problem. Aaron is 63 inches tall. A person must be 5 feet. 5 feet is 60 inches. Aaron is 63 inches. Is he tall enough to ride?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So we have more than one answer that says yes. Can I go ahead and cross off C and D since they say no? Yeah, we know those will not be our answer, so get rid of them. Make your life easier. So we have 2 choices. One of them says yes, he is 3 inches taller than 5 feet. The second one says yes, he is 13 inches taller than 5 feet. So which answer is more accurate? Angie?
A.
A. Yeah, he's 3 inches taller. The limit was 60 inches and he's 63, so the answer's got to be A. Okay. Now, Tina chose A as the correct answer, which we know is right. How did she get that answer? So we just basically need to explain what we just did. So does someone have some good words for me? Noah, what are you thinking?
We times 5 12 to get 60, and we solved that 63 is bigger than 60.
Perfect. Okay, if you want to switch it up, use a little of your own words, that's fine. So everyone right now, go ahead and explain how she got the answer. So we can restate by saying Tina got that answer because... You can do B/C. Did anyone write something different that you want to share with class? Emma?
She got A because she did 5 times 12 to get to 60, and 63 is 3 inches tall.
Really good. All right, so as long as you got something similar to what I wrote or what Emma wrote or something that you know is correct, you're good. All right, any questions on that one? Okay, are we feeling a lot more confident about this than we did a couple weeks ago? Okay, I'm at least seeing my sideways fingers, which is good, right? Okay, we're getting better. All right, well, we are going to continue to work on this a little bit more tomorrow, and then you guys have your quiz soon, and we can move on from measurement, okay, which I know we're all probably ready for that. All right, friends at home, thank you for joining me. I will not be at school the next few days, so be patient with me. We'll have less videos, but I will see you soon.